Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4's DMZ mode is a game within a game. Here to break it all down with us is Jack and Joe from Infinity Ward. Guys, welcome to IGN Live.
Thank you.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yeah, so the Xbox, sorry,
Ooh.
there's, I forget, the prompter doesn't say hold for applause. So, yeah, so the Xbox showcase just wrapped up, I'd say, an hour ago, and you guys closed the show. Did you guys know you were closing it?
We did know ahead of time, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He knew.
Have you guys looked online to see any reactions, anything to it?
Yeah, I think everybody's busy trolling the internet, seeing the reactions, seeing the comments, making lists of things to address or talk about some more. Yeah.
Yeah? What about you?
Yeah, I was hopping on all the YouTube comments, following it, and kind of seeing what people are excited about, maybe what was confusing, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's talk about DMZ. This isn't the first DMZ.
It is
It's the
not.
second one. So we want to know, is this one more hardcore? What are the bigger differences between the previous DMZ and this one?
I think it's bigger, it's better. There's a lot more of it than there was last time. When we launched last time, it was a beta. We didn't have everything we wanted in there. This time around, it's going to be fully featured with a ton of different systems for people to interact with, a living world that has a ton of content in it. So this time we're feeling good about the launch.
Yeah, I mean, the first one felt like more of a mode, and this one feels like its own game, right? And we've put a lot of pressure on ourselves to deliver, and we're really excited.
Yeah, so I've visited you before just a few weeks ago to check it out, and the big thing that you guys were saying at the studio, which was this is a game within a game. What do you mean by that?
Because that's what it feels like we're making. On the development side, it just feels like it's this beast of another game within the game, essentially, right? It's got so much depth to it and so much content we're trying to put into it. So that's why, to us, it feels like an entire extra game that we're making inside this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first one felt like more of an appendage to multiplayer, to the game, to Warzone. This one has its own dedicated progression. It has its forward operating base. And it feels like we were able to fully realize the vision of DMZ.
Tell me more about the forward operating base. This is the base that you go to in between rounds, correct?
Yeah, I mean, the first DMZ, you'd kind of come back and you're in the menu and it kind of took you out of it. And so early on in the development of this, we wanted it to feel like a continuous world. Yeah. Like when you were leaving after your deployment, we don't want to feel like you were back in the game. We wanted to feel like you're still in the world, and that's what the forward operating base is. But it also allows you to feel that player growth. It evolves as you play DMZ. As you unlock new stations, as you progress, it changes, and it should be a reflection of your DMZ progression.
And you are constantly building on it, right? It starts small, and then as you unlock things, it gets bigger?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it like goes out, but
Sure.
it kind of like stations come online, and it changes.
And if you have friends join your party, they appear in the base as well, so you can kind of just prepare together before you head into the DMZ.
It reminds me a lot of one of my favorite Call of Duties, which was World War II, and they did a sort of base in between multiplayer rounds, and you could kind of run around, see other people. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's talk about the setting. This is taking place at like a nuclear reactor that's melted down.
So our map Hajin is kind of a character in our game. You know, it's this. We put a lot of energy into making sure it feels like a real city with city planning. The map itself is actually at the tri-point between different countries. And in Hajin, the city has been evacuated because the nuclear reactor melted down. And as we call it, the winds have shifted and the radiation is leaving, enemy forces and you as the player as an off-books asset are heading into the map. As that radiation is lifted to kind of get the spoils of war that are in there and try and counteract people trying to get their hands on WMDs.
Okay, so kind of a Chernobyl-like kind of site where people can somewhat safely enter now, and now everyone's like kind of gunning for the loot that's left behind.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except at the reactor site, which is obviously still radioactive.
Right. I want to talk about KIA versus MIA. When you die in this game, your operator goes MIA, correct?
Yep.
What does that mean, and how do I go about getting them back?
So in a lot of extraction shooters, you die, it's over. Like that's a clean reset. Each of our operators has a progression system. So as you rank up that operator, you're earning points that you can spend on traits to customize that operator. When they die, that gear they had is gone, but the progression you had you can pay in-game cash to get them back and continue that progression, get those traits back, and it feels really good. Like, we'll be playing, and I'll have a great run where I've done a story mission, I've completed a dynamic op, I've killed other players, and then I die at the last second. I get back to the fob, and I'm like, damn it. But when I rescue that operator, I instantly have points to spend because all that XP that I earned is reflected. Yeah. And so it's this kind of nice system where it's like, that death isn't the bitter end. You can continue your progress. But the more you've ranked up that operator, the more expensive they are to rescue with the MAA system.
So a fully ranked up operator is going to be really expensive to get back. So you might have to go play with other operators, get some more cash to be able to get them back, or you're just going to decide that's too much and you just let go of that operator and move on to the next one.
What does progression look like? Is it skill trees?
So the trait system is a tree. There's basically 3 trees that you're going up, and you're kind of like, you can see some of the traits ahead that you're picking. But DMZ also has its own dedicated progression. So as you play DMZ, that XP goes to upgrading your fob, to unlocking your 3D printer where you craft gear, to unlocking your gunsmith where you use in-game cash to build weapons, and much more.
Speaking of that, most Call of Duty, like in recent memory, Call of Duty have been doing these unified progressions. Are we expecting to see that here as well?
Not this time round. We wanted to actually have DMZ be its separate journey.
Okay.
We are considering and talking about, does XP flow back from DMZ into MP so that if you want to prestige and you want to grind, you'd still be able to take advantage of that. But playing in MP, the XP does not go into DMZ.
So you guys really are. DMZ is its own game.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about weather. You guys have kind of showed that it could be rainy, it could be sunny, it could, foggy. What kind of weather can people expect, and how will that affect the gameplay?
There's a lot of gradation between them. You can mix those things together. I think for us, it was very exciting for the map to not feel static and frozen in time, so that, and when you're playing and you are getting towards the end of a mission and the rain comes in and starts getting heavy and the visibility comes in a little bit, it starts to feel very oppressive. It starts to feel very different. And we've had people to come in and play test, and they play a couple times and they're like, oh, that was really sad because it was raining, but then the next time the sun is shining and they get a much happier vibe on the map. So it's really interesting to see players, like, over the course of matches, be able to get an evolution or play of the different weathers that come in and get excited that it's a little bit different every time.
Does the weather ever change mid-map, or is it one of those, you spawn in and you're like, all right, this is a rainy one?
No, it changes. It's
also
localized. It's not across the whole map. You'll have little pockets of rain and things. But yeah, it does change, and we're playing around with it actually increasing in intensity as the match finishes. So you can kind of, again, all these things, we can make it feel more and more intense.
Yeah, okay. So Arc Raiders is obviously the big elephant in the room anytime you think about extraction shooters. It's a really, really popular game. Is this game for Arc Raiders players if they're looking for something new?
I think it's for hopefully all extraction shooter players that will come, and people who haven't tried extraction shooters yet. Again, we've played a lot of Arc Raiders. It's a really fun game.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're a first-person shooter. We're Call of Duty. We did the DMZ beta back in the day, and so we're really trying to bring our formula to it and what we feel is right for the genre.
Sure. But speaking, I'm going to stay on Arc Raiders for just a second longer. They have aggressive-based matchmaking, which for people that don't know, it basically will put you, if you're very aggressive in the game, it'll put you with more aggressive players. And if you choose to be a little bit more PvE, it'll kind of put you with that. Is that something you guys are looking into for DMZ?
So first and foremost, we ask players before they head in, they have the choice between, I want to do a story mission, I want to do a dynamic op, or hey, I want to go into free roam. And essentially, we're asking people what their purpose as they head into the match is, so that then we can group them together, and you can end up with squad mates that have the same goal as you, which we think is really important as you head into a match, is to not just end up with two people with completely different goals to you, and you all head into different directions. We obviously allow you to play solo by yourself, queue in by yourself, queue in as duos, which we also think is really important. But the long-winded answer to your question is basically we're using all these things to kind of help us craft matches that we think are going to be really interesting, and to have a variety of different experiences in matches. We're not trying to make like, hey, here's the PvE area and here's the PvP area. We think it's very important that we blend the two and we mix the two. It's part of our DNA. But we're really looking to explore, once the game goes live, how we're going to be able to serve people the best match experience possible.
I want to follow up on something you said. You said you get to choose like kind of the experience you're going for with story mode. So if I say I'm there to do story missions, am I being put in a map where that's what everyone has selected, or just my squad?
No, every match has each type of different player together. So you are doing your story mission in the corner. There'll be another team down the bottom right that are doing free roam. If they choose to come and harass you while you're doing your story mission or help you out, both those things can happen. But we like the blending of everything all together.
Okay, cool. So yeah, it kind of sounds like a little mix of like, Arc Raiders is like, hey, we're all in this together, and Marathon's like, kill everybody. And it sounds like you guys have kind of tried to find a blend.
Yeah,
no PvE modes, medium. Right?
No, sorry?
So no like pure PvE modes, it's only PvP.
It always has some PvP in it, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, well, the game comes out October 23rd. I'm excited for it. Are you guys excited for it? If you're watching on the stream, they all very quietly and politely said, yes, we are. We are very excited for this video game. That's going to wrap up this segment. Jack, Joe, thank you guys so much for stopping by. For more on IGN Live, Call of Duty, everything else, make sure to stay right here on IGN.